and the gold kept its shape.
This is storage. Look at this. This is just inside the door. Nobody even bothered to pick this up. These are offerings left for a room nobody was ever supposed to see. And they just left them here.
Every one of these belonged to someone important, and now they're just stacked like scrap metal.
This isn't decoration, this is storage. That's a solid wall of gold.
This entire room is tableware. It was sad that they had so much gold, they filled a hall with just cups and plates.
They never poured anything out of these. The desert did it for them, just filled them with dust.
This is just what fell to the floor. Imagine what they kept on the tables.
This is just what fell to the floor. Imagine what they kept on the tables.
The box is gone, but the gold doesn't rot. Look how it's all fused into the dust.
This is just one offering bowl. Every piece in here could have been a family's fortune. They used it like decoration.
Somebody filled this jar with gold and never came back for it. It just broke under its own weight, and this is what's left.
They didn't paint this, they used solid gold, tile by tile, just to show him sitting on a chair.
These should be ceramic, but they made them out of solid gold. Imagine how many they melted just to cast these four.
They didn't write this on papyrus. These are documents on solid gold, stored like kitchen jars.
Most museums would kill for one of these. Here, they stacked them like spare plates.
This isn't a pile, it's a carpet of gold. They paved the floor with money.
They even left guards made of gold down here, still kneeling, still watching the floor.
These are symbols of power. They should be in a throne room. Instead, they're just leaning against a wall underground. This chest couldn't handle the weight. It just broke, and the gold kept its shape. They used the gems as floor decoration. The real treasure to them was the weight of the gold. These aren't the main king. These are side burials, and even they're surrounded by a fortune.
This is one person's grave. Look how much gold they left just around their feet.
These were the last guards, watching over whatever they buried behind them.
This isn't jewelry for one person. This is more gold than most kings would see in their whole life. They covered every finger in gold, and then left the spares in a heap.
This is how he wanted to be remembered, cast in solid gold, buried where no one was supposed to find him.
He even had gold shoes waiting for him in the afterlife.
This isn't myth. This is literal tons of gold, stacked like brickwork for storage.
This isn't arranged, this is where they just started dumping wealth.
Every one of these has weight, and there are thousands of them. This was an organized offering once, then the shelf broke, and the gods ended up in a pile on the floor.
These are the ships they believed would carry them through the afterlife, and they built them out of gold.
This is their bank, room after room of locked boxes, and every one of them is full. They stuffed it until it couldn't close. The wood failed before the gold did.
This is one chest. Just one. And you can't even see the bottom.
These should have held organs, but here they're just 4 solid gold monuments, sealed and forgotten. These could have been painted, but they carved their history into sheets of gold.
They didn't just decorate the treasure rooms. Even the supports holding the ceiling are wrapped in gold.
Even broken, even on the floor, this is still solid gold history. These aren't stacks anymore. They turned their gold into landscape.
Even the crumbs in this place are made of gold.
They pressed their names into gold and stored them like records on a shelf.
This is where a god king sat, and now it's just been waiting in the dark.
They crowned a hill of treasure with their sky god, and then sealed the room forever.
They covered the floor first, and then they started stacking the furniture made of treasure. These plates used to shine so bright it would hurt you eyes. Now the desert's taken the sparkle, but not the gold.
They didn't tile this room with stone. They tiled it with gold.
They lined the way with gifts, like mile markers made of gold.
These were walked on when they were new. Now the desert's walked on them instead.
They didn't just hide the treasure, they built a road of gold leading to it. If this is the door, imagine what they thought was worth locking away behind it. This is the room nobody was supposed to find. You could dig for days and still be moving the first pile. This corner alone looks like a museum storage room, except everything's made of gold. This corner alone looks like a museum storage room, except everything's made of gold. This is the real tomb. Everything else was a distraction. You're not standing on stone anymore. You're standing on pure money. All of this, just to surround one man in gold and silence. All of this, just to surround one man in gold and silence. All right, we've seen enough. Time to leave this place to the dead again.